Hello everybody, this is What If Deku had All for One Part 15. Here we go. After Izuku sits down and sees that Aizawa is at his teacher's standing desk, Aizawa says, 2.3 seconds. Better, but you need to get better on that. Anyway, today is going to be mostly, besides your normal classes, during heroics, from my knowledge, Immortal is going to primarily have one-on-ones with and without quirks. Erks training. Because he does not want you to rely on your quirks too much. Also, remember, during Heroic Law class, please, everyone know this. Heroic Law is very important. Meaning, don't look like you're staring into rainbows. Pay attention. Anyway, this is going to be a self-study period for homeroom. And he goes into a sleeping bag. And Izuku thinks to himself, Aizawa is scary, but also interesting. And Izuku hears Shinso say, Izuku, yeah? I think you should talk to Todoroki. What? And Izuku goes from 0 to 100 on the blush radar immediately. And basically, a pink alien detects he from a mile away and says, is there something with... Do you have a crush on Todoroki? Is Midori? And Todoroki, thanks to the fact he's, I believe, right behind him, says, what is a crush? And he tilts his head, and Todoroki says, I don't know what this crush is, but And Todoroki just grabs the textbook and starts studying. And Izuku says, oh boy, he looks even hotter when he's with that expression. Shinso says, you're bloody damn hopeless. Hey, at least I might be more blatant, but at least I'm not Googling my crush every 2 seconds. What are you talking about? Kaminari? Really? I'm not dense. And Hitoshi. And everyone, even Bakugo, starts studying and just goofing around like Kaminari, Mina, and Sero are. And then, over the past few blocks, they do it, and Racerhead says, oh yeah, forgot to tell you. In approximately 2.5 days from right now, we will be going to a facility called the USJ. Hey, we will talk more on the day of the event itself. Anyway, hey, now allow your heroic teachers to be here. And Immortal and All Might come around, and Immortal says, hello students, today we're going to do quirkless and sparring session. Also, Midoriya, Bakugo, and Todoroki. Okay. You're fighting me today. Actually, everyone here is going to be fighting me at least one round today. Meaning, you can hit me with a lot more than an average person ever could. Meaning, you don't need to hold back when fighting me. Ida says, Sensei, wouldn't that be hurtful to you? Ida, you know I've literally swam in a volcano before, right? I've literally been able to fix nuclear reactors because of the fact that my body, yes, it hurts, but I was capable of getting out of that mostly unscathed. No offense to anyone in this room, but I highly doubt any of you are going to cause me permanent damage. Baku says, you can't be that strong for not top 10. Before I was top 10 back when All Might here was in grade school. Well, the only reason why I'm not in the top 10 nowadays is the fact that I've mostly went to teaching and started being a member of the HPSC and now the head member of the HPSC. See. But anyway, they all go to area data, and Immortal says, Izuku, what quirks have you gotten in the past 24 hours? Titanic strength, density, body manipulation, and underwater breathing, and technology kinesis. Interesting. Wait, Titanic strength? Okay. We are going to have a spar where basically go all out. And I mean all out. And Izuku says, are you sure, Sensei? Yes, I am sure. And Izuku uses his forearm, strong body, 15 strength, or he uses all 5 strength quirks with amplify and titanic strength and density of body manipulation, and uses 5 speed quirks to go running at Immortal, and he punches Immortal straight into the chest. And Immortal goes flying through 4 buildings, and the last building falls on top of him. And Izuku starts apologizing profusely, and Immortal says, and everyone there can hear the cracks that his body is making, and sees the fact that his arm, leg, chest, and etc. are wide open, and says, wow. I haven't felt that much pain in a while. Tell me, has your dad given you an endurance quirk yet? No. Why? Okay. Oh, God. And everyone sees that Immortal's chest is flat out wide open, but it's healing in real time. And Immortal says, interesting. You punch with 15 times the strength of an average bullet train, and about, honestly, 5 times much more than All Might himself. But I've only been punched with 100. I've not been punched more than 100%. So that is also something to keep account of. Everyone is surprised, and All Might, well, hearing that, he's scared because of the fact that when he was still in school and Immortal was his teacher, besides Gran Torino, no, was his teacher as well. Oh, Immortal didn't really even have a broken artery when he punched him. But this kid had the capability of causing Immortal to have his chest open by one punch. And Immortal says, "Well, kid, you're going to need to do a lot more than that." And Izuku gulps like he's going to shit himself because there is no way he's winning this fight. He knows this. The only times Immortal has lost a fight is when he's knocked out. And Izuku does not have the ego to believe that he can knock out someone that's quite literally been in a volcano. So, over the next 5 minutes, Izuku flat out does, besides the fact that Immortal is quite literally immortal, Izuku is kicking Immortal's ass in a way where, let's just say, Immortal lost 5 limbs, his head got blasted off his body, and all that. But Immortal says, "Wow, honestly, I'm kind of glad you decapitated my head, honestly." Izuku says, "Why is that?" Because the fact that spine had a terrible back pain. Don't know why, but it happens when you grow it in wrong. And Izuku gets his butt kicked later because he doesn't have the best endurance. And Todoroki fights it. It's Immortal, and well, it's not really even close. But Immortal says, "Interesting. Are you not going to use your fire?" "I don't need that. I don't need his quirk." Immortal gives a weird, confused but understanding look and punches ice straight through and basically knock Todoroki out, and basically he goes through every single student there, and Immortal says, "First, fighting styles with quirks. That round was interesting. For example, Kyoka Jiro. Bro, first, you tried to use sound. As much as that would very much work for the normal opponent, you have to figure out a strategy if that doesn't work, because I've flat out had my ears completely ripped out of my skull before. You need to figure out a way to fight an opponent with higher ear protection. But that is still a great strategy by using your jacks to impale people and using it to jazzle the person to passing out. Because I didn't really have too many immunities to that before today. Shido Mina. First, good idea on targeting the eyes. eyes. Eyes are always a pain in the butt to heal, even if you have a regeneration quirk. But you should make sure if you are targeting the eyes, anyone here, see which eye which part of the body they tend to use with sight. Like, for example, if they're left eye dominant, they tend to look, and it makes it look like they're using their left eye more than their right. Right? And it's vice versa. So, where if they're using their right eye more than their left, target that eye because they're used to using it more, using their dominant eye more. Similar to people with 5 touch quirks. Basically, if you target someone, for example, hypothetically speaking, someone with a 5-point rust quirk or disintegration quirk of some sort, or they need 5 fingers on an object, similar to how Otaraka Ochako's quirk works to disintegrate, rust, etc. And Izuku says, "Interesting. Sir, what's the most hardest person you've fought with a 5-touch quirk?" "Well, I have 2. One was way back in the day. A was when I was in my 50. I was 57 back in those times, and I was fighting what I would have called a traitor back then, but, well, everyone had their price. Nice. Everyone has their price at some point in life, especially during the beginning of the dark times. He was a person under the thumb of the JPR. Can't remember the original meaning of the acronym at the moment, but basically he was the lapdog for them and wanted me dead. They wanted me dead, so they had him come after me, and his quirk was disintegration, where basically after 5 fingers touch, it disintegrates. I don't remember where that guy went after a while, but I remember hearing that he got killed or something. I don't know. Oh, really? Didn't really remember hearing much after a bit, because after a bit, when you live long enough, one moment you remember for somebody that's popular, the next minute you're seeing a funeral. But anyway, besides the depressing stuff, let's do one-on-one quirkless combat. And I say quirkless, meaning if you have the emitter transformation, you do not use your quirk. But people with mutations, you can still use your quirk because that's just a part of your body. And everyone does quirkless combat for the rest of the class period, and All Might says, "Good question. I've never really understood this, but every time you are a teacher of a class, you always have a rule saying that students are allowed to use their quirks in class." I've always had the opinion of the fact that a quirk is a natural part of the human body. So why aren't they allowed to use it? Like, yes, I can understand that people with destructive ones may not be allowed to use it, but if it's just the fact that, for example, it's a nervous tick or something, I don't see too much of a problem with it, and honestly, I probably don't have the willingness to quite literally prosecute people, to punish people for things I did back when I was their age, because Yes, I sometimes am a hypocrite, but I tend not liking doing that because it feels like stabbing having friends' backs that are long dead. Anyway, All Might says, "What do you mean?" That's a story for another day. A. Immortal ends that sentence and says, "Now, time to figure out cohesion and people that like and dislike each other." And, yeah. And Joshi and at the Midoriya household, Joshi looks at he somewhat figured out how to hack into Nezu's cameras, but even he doesn't really know how to hack into Nezu's cameras without feeling paranoid. So he now keeps an eye on Shigaraki and Kurogiri, where he made a clone of Ouroboros and used that instead of the real body, because of the fact that the memories didn't need to be there to have Kurogiri still exist. And the fact that the memories would have made his mind have too much storage full already. So, yeah. And he realizes that there'll be an attack at the USJ. Well, he doesn't figure that out yet, but he will. And I said that part outside of character. And that is it for this part. Please like and subscribe, and thank you.